I'm Riley Harvey for VCN, and this is the Thursday night PRT handicap race. And we are starting live tonight with Cameron Darren Ray. We've got quite a few riders in the race tonight. It's good to see the fields are expanding again. Ollie Perkins in there, Guy Hepner, some new riders, Blomberg, and off the front there we've got Wayne. Good to see Wayne back in the event. Wayne's been a regular in the PRT events. Just been having a little break. Not always able to get into the events, but he's in there tonight. I can see some of the Team Lou riders there coming through. Andy Folks and Rob Stone pushing up into second position. Wayne's rocket start comes to an end there with the start of this climb. Rob Stone into the red, pushes on, and Guy Hepner, regular rider for the PRT handicap races, is chasing. Ollie Perkins, young rider, in third position there. Only a light rider, but has a very high FTP for his age. We're hitting this 20% slope. Riders Guy Hepner and Rob Stone at the front here, really pushing deep. 600 watts there for Rob. Guy Hepner, 920. Not sure how much of a weight penalty Rob's carrying, but I know Guy carries around about 20-25 kilogram weight penalty. That's sort of the equivalent of riding with a full sack of potatoes. Not something you'd normally do. As we're over the crest of that climb into a 5% descent, Guy and Rob Stone are going to pair up here, and I have a feeling that these two are going to be able to keep the pace up, and feeling it's going to be these two all the way to the finish. Rob's a really good time trialist, is able to keep very good sustained power on for a long time. Guy, also an excellent cyclist, so I see these two holding a good gap. As I'm saying that, Cabramanca and Ollie Perkins are working hard here on this downhill flat section to try and come across. Wayne, his time on the front now over, drifting back slightly in the field. Light hairpin sections here. Cabramanca's made the gap, caught Guy Hepner and Rob Stone. Pushed on into the lead. Briefly, Rob Stone's with him. A lot of wiggly windy sections coming here, as Ollie Perkins has made the gap as well. So my very early comments about Rob Stone and Guy Hepner managing to keep it till the finish line have already been blown out, as Cabramanca and Ollie Perkins have made it back to them, but I do suspect that the winner will come from this very small early selection group. Cabramanca dropping out, power down at 0.7 watts per kilogram. Rob Stone 3.1, 3.4, heart rate of 147. We are live on a number of platforms. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, think he even goes out on Twitter. Any messages that you send through will come through to VCN Central, and we'll give you a shout out on the air. And if there's any questions that you've got in particular, we'll try and answer those. So just dropping back now to Blomberg. And then with Wayne, I think it's Wayne Hatfield, and my memory's not as good as it used to be. Another 20% slope. Kate Ouellette brought with her some of her Team Lou teammates, the time trial team, Team Lou 2. We've got Kate Ouellette, and then just behind her we've got Andy Folkes there. And Jordan Twiddy, who's been absent for a few weeks from the PRT handicap races. See him back. Coach allowing him some freedom in his training regime, no doubt now. It's Chris Shackleton. Gary Taylor. Rob Marshall. And Darren Ray. Darren's been having some issues with his weight recently. He's been adjusting his weight for the handicap, but it's not been sticking in game, so hopefully he's managed to get that resolved. But I'm looking at Darren and his power on this climb, trying to figure out how much weight he's got in the game now. But hopefully he's finding it okay, and he's not suffering too much as Adams just comes past there. Got Buss and Robinson. Lemons. Van Russell. Bots. There's always a few bots included in the events for those people who struggle to match the pace of some of the faster riders, give them someone to ride with. Verschoren's there. Further back down, we've got T64. Herman. Hain. Gone. Rodart. And I feel like Seamus Butler there. And then way back we've got Ben Lowe. Ben Lowe commenting that he had some last minute issues and was not going to be able to join on the start line as per usual. But he's just getting himself underway now. A little bit of a late start, and he's going to be pushing really hard to try and catch back up to the rest of the competitors of the field and work his way back through those bots. Checking back on the chat messages, and Ben's 6 minutes late starting, so see how that affects him overall at the end of the race. Going into the red here, pushing hard, trying to get himself back into contention. Heart rate 171. So he has just passed my camera bot there. Continue flying on down the course here. gap is 600 meters to Seamus. No Will Usher tonight. No Rhea. I've not seen Rhea in one of these races for a little while now. I don't know what her training strategy is at the moment. Hopefully we'll see her back on soon. So Ben got his work cut out for him tonight. We'll keep checking in with him, see how he's getting on. We're back up at the front of the race. We've got Cabramanca, who's pushing on here at the front. I'm just looking at Cabramanca's power numbers there, up at 4.4 watts per kilogram. And when you're looking at the power bar underneath their name, you can see it's in the yellow zone. Now I'm pretty sure that anytime the riders are pushing out 3.2 watts per kilogram or above, that bar should be in the red zone. So I feel that Cabramanca here may not have adjusted their weight correctly for the event. So it is a handicap event. Some people struggle with the concept of the handicap event. It is something that all the riders need to adhere to make it work. It's a 3.2 watt per kilogram handicap event. So that means that the riders shouldn't really be able to go over, well, they should work out as an average of 3.2 watts per kilogram whenever you finish the event. Just getting chat from Precision Coaching, and they're saying that it looks like we can discount Manca, looking at the power and the colours. At first place it's currently Rob Stone, so just having some adjustments on the road. And they're in second place, managing to distance Guy Hepner, and there's a shout of encouragement coming in from Precision Coaching for Ben Lowe as well. It's a huge amount of distance for Ben to cover. I'm going to drop back and see how Guy Hepner's going on. He's got Gary Taylor and Andy Folkes close in behind him. The leveling up of the handicap is coming into effect here, so Guy suffering from carrying a heavy weight basically, and I think Gary Taylor and Andy Folkes have lost weight for this event, so climbing on the hills is somewhat easier for them than normally would be, as Gary Taylor goes through past Guy Hepner. Andy Folkes comes up, takes place of Guy as well. Guy, oh, unfortunately this guy seems to be having a little bit of trouble here. His power's dropped down to 0 watts per kilogram. I hope it's only short-lived, as Blomberg's coming up now and giving a big push with Ollie Perkins on his wheel. Guy's avatar taking a break as we see Kate Ouellette coming up now. Kate hopefully racing a little bit more within herself. Hey Kim! So just speaking about Kate, we've got Kate on the screen now, and Kim is Kate's sister, just checking in, seeing how she's getting on. So Kate has been racing the last couple of weeks, and she's been going off a bit hot on the events and has been suffering somewhat as the event's gone on. So I hope she's just riding a little bit more within herself today and is able to keep going a little bit more. In a great position at the moment, 7th overall. Rob Marshall 8th with Wayne just behind him. And a little bit further back, we've got a battle going on now. Chris Shackleton, Jordan Twitty. Room with Chris in real life. He's got some good power in the legs. More than enough to drop me. But just seeing there, Cabramanca is flying. He's way, way, way in front. This is the difference when you don't adjust your weight for an event that's everyone else does. He's 980 meters in front of Rob Stone. And Rob just coming up to the top of this section of climbing. See Gary Taylor in the distance, not too far behind. Rob's going to make it to the crest with around about 100 meters. And that gap will fly up now back to Gary Taylor. Rob's bulk drags him down, benefit of gravity. Important few minutes here now to just allow your heart rate to reduce again and get things back under control. Speeds up now at 70 kilometers per hour. So a flat section, this is usually Rob's terrain. Flatter sections where he can get his power down. Don't have to worry too much about the weight that he's carrying. It's a very mixed course this evening. A little bit more rolling than some of the courses we've had in recent times where there's been sort of more defined climbs. There is some sections, some nice sections of red in this event. Will always likes to add in a few heavy sections of hill. Helps to work the handicap and make the handicap work with everybody. Watt per kilogram challenge doesn't affect you unless you're going uphill. Him saying it's the Kate's looking good. Gonna drop back and check in on Kate still. She is down in that descent now. Rob Marshall not too far behind. Kate's heart rate 176. And Thomas Schott Anderson is saying there's no Danes in the event today. No, it's there isn't, unfortunately, but the event is usually in the promoted calendar. It's normally quite easy to find. Unfortunately, today the event didn't get into the promoted calendar until late on, so perhaps some of the Danes had found alternative events. There is usually a few Danes in here. I have got a list of the events, so what I'll do later on is I'll go into the ECKD Facebook page and I'll share the whole of the series of events that we've got planned through there. So hopefully we can get some of the Danes. The Danes coming over from Be Cool, trying RGT out this year, running a full league on it. And I'm really making an impression on RGT. Lots of good, strong riders coming through, making the events very interesting. Rob Marshall now working together on this flatter section. You can see in the top left hand corner that Kate is pushing out power 165, and then you can see a drafting animation in the top left hand corner there. She's saving 85 watts in the wheel of Rob there, so Rob's just pulling her along. That gap that Rob's punching in the air, Kate's avatar is able to sit in there and gain a big aerodynamic advantage. Kate's waving at the camera or waving at Rob there. A little bit of an acknowledgement between the two. And we're just hitting this hill. Kate digging in. And then Rob. See who makes it over the top of this hill first, whether Rob's gonna go. Not much drafting benefit on the hill sections now. Too steep, too slow for the draft to affect it. Can't see Blomberg there. Blomberg only 70 meters away at the moment. His heart rate up at 180. Flow just keeps on getting steeper and steeper. Oh no. Momentary pause there for Kate. It's a drop chain. Oh, it's paused. Oh, she's back underway, that's good to see. Possibly a drop chain there with the gear change under pressure. Power spiking now, 4.8 watts per kilogram. Okay, wanted to get back into the mix. Forward to Rob. Oh, Rob's managed to pass Wayne there. Wayne's sliding back slightly. Rob Marshall pushing on. Blomberg riding with Ollie Perkins. And Andy Folks doing well on this course, up in 4th position. Plenty of space on that Buffalo bike to hide a motor though. Gary Taylor in 3rd. And Rob Stone in 2nd. And Kim's just saying that the pressure's good for Kate. I think she does genuinely keep a bucket by the side of a bike in these events. She does go hard. Have to get you on one of these events, Kim. You can race your sister from the other side of the country. Be a bit of fun for you. Sibling rivalry. Hey, Kim's just saying their sister would kick her butt. Better get training then, Kim. Rob just chugging away here. 24 minutes into the event. And we've got 18.35 kilometers remaining, so still a good distance to go. Drop back and see how the race is forming behind Rob here. See what other challenges are happening. Check in on Ben. Rob Stone there, 213 meters in front of his closest competitor, Gary Taylor. Gary's got Blomberg and Andy Folks quite close to him now. 60 meters behind. Blomberg popping into sight there. A real push to get to Gary Taylor. Andy Foot not quite able to stick with him. Having a great ride in 5th position. Ollie Perkins, he was riding with Blomberg earlier on, and Blomberg's pushed on. Wayne and Rob have paired up. Rob had put a little bit of different distance into Wayne, but like Wayne's managed to recover that on the downhill flatter sections. I bet that Rob's gonna benefit from this climb here, and recover that. As Ollie Perkins is coming into sight here for Wayne and Rob. Jordan Twiddy just able to get in front of Kate there. Kate having had that slight issue, that mechanical or technical issue. Kate's heart rate a little bit lower than it was earlier on. She's down at 168 now. Much more sustainable. Heart rate was up at 180 before. And Kim's saying that Kate may regret having me view this. Chris Shackleton. Quite a distance off the wheel of Kate, but he's 90 meters in front of the next competitor on the road. Bus there, sat in with a few bots, drafting, using them for company. And Lemons again, just in with a few bots there. Drafting benefit. Dropping quite a few riders back further on the road here now. Ben Lowe there. Ben has been doing well. He's gone from dead last to 48th position. Coming up on these bots and is flying. Ben's normally one of our riders who's in contention for the win. But obviously giving everybody a 6-minute head start is going to give you a few issues. Descending with these bots. Not too much point in pushing on this descent. Enjoying the draft and the benefit from these bots, and just kicking on as soon as the road goes upwards. And you can see there Ben's power just spiking again as we hit these slopes. Bots. Targets for Ben now. flying through the positions. Second down to 40th. We're down to 37th in a moment. Drift back just to check in on our other riders. Rodart's there. The Brazilian flag. Herman. Robinson. Russell again. Assuran. D64. Famous Butler. Own. Gone. We've got Darren Ray just pacing himself here. I think possibly, I know I've been working with Darren to try and resolve his issues with his weight, but it looks like possibly he's struggling with it again on this event. Darren's been changing his weight in the app, and then partway through the event it looks like his weight's been reverting back from his handicap weight to his regular weight, which has been making him suffer on these events. But last week he carried on, plugged away until he finished the event, and like he's planning on doing the same today. So we're going to zoom back up to the front of the event, and Cabramanca, as we say, we're discounting Cabramanca. They're riding well, but not within the criteria for the handicap race. And with Rob Stone, our leader on the road. That was clear space. So I explain it most weeks, but not everyone watches every week. So the handicap race is a handicap race. So the riders, the elite riders, the stronger riders who have higher FTPs will carry a weight penalty for the event. The riders who have lower FTPs, perhaps riders frequently, new to the sport, perhaps a little bit older riders, they will have a don't go on a crash diet. They'll lose a little bit of weight for this event. The way that it's worked out is you take your FTP, your functional threshold power, you divide that by 3.2, and it gives you your weight to enter for this event. It's the only event in RGT or in virtual cycling in general where you're allowed to fudge your weight. All of the courses that are run, or the very vast majority of them that are run, have hills in them. So the reason that's done is because your watt per kilogram only really comes into effect on a hill. On a flat section, it's your raw watts that count, and heavier riders tend to have higher raw watts. On the elevation, it's your watts per kilogram, because you're pushing that weight up a hill, and the weight becomes much more of a restriction, of a constraint when you're going uphill. So you tend to find strong riders who are still heavy. If it's a flat course, something like Borrego Springs, they'll carry on going, and their weight won't affect them terribly. Once they start going uphill, it will have an effect, and that's where we'll get riders like Rob's doing pretty well at the moment, but say a rider like Rob here, they will charge on the green sections. They'll go absolutely flying, and they'll leave lots of the riders in their wake, and then as soon as they hit the hill sections, you'll see that there'll be a change. The heavier riders will start slowing. They'll find it really hard going up those hills, and the lighter riders behind will catch them and overtake them. can be interesting to see, because you do get riders who are really used to riding at a set weight, their own normal body weight, and they'll enter the handicap race and change their weight the handicap race, and they won't really quite realize how fast they should be climbing a hill because they're not used to riding with that particular weight. So you can see them on longer hills, they'll burn out because they're expecting to get over it pretty quick, and they don't, because they're carrying such a weight penalty. We see Wayne here. Wayne's managed to get himself back up into this chasing group with Andy Folks, Gary Taylor, Wayne, and we've got Blomberg there. And they're around about 580 metres behind Rob Stone. But Wayne's done well there. He's dropped Rob Marshall again. And Rob's dropped back by about 150 metres. So Rob had been racing really well earlier on. I'm not sure if he himself has had a technical, but he's dropped back quite considerably. Andy racing well. Wayne's drifting back off this group now. Taylor and Blomberg there. Pushing again. Rob Marshall. Riders looking like Rob's looking like he's going to be stuck in this position. I don't think he's going to make it back up to Wayne ahead. And Ollie Perkins, or he's going to make it up to the wheel of Rob Marshall there. Jordan Twitty. Ninth position. He's managed to pass Kate and just hold that gap. Kate heart rate creeping back up there, 176. Back there, you can see Chris Shackleton going under the halfway banner in the company of some bots there. Oh, we're missing some of our regulars tonight. We've got Barry Wilson, who is off enjoying some real life riding on the beautiful sunny island of Mallorca, and Robin Druitt, who hopefully will see him coming back to the race as the winters draw in. Seeing Ben Lowe coming into the mix here. Ben coming now into 19th position. bringing with him Bus. And has gone from dead last, 6-minute deficit, up until 19th position. So I'm expecting a FTP raise from Ben here tonight. On here to catch up to this group of bots. Thomas Schott Anderson is just asking if VCN are going to broadcast any of the ECKD, E-Cycle Club Denmark events. We're not broadcasting them, but it's also something we've not got around to doing yet. We've got sort of limited time frame, so we'll certainly look at it. If there's a demand there, if people are interested in it, we can definitely look at it. Fleming Back does invite me to the events frequently as a competitor, but yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to get something in the calendar to broadcast one of those events. I think they're regularly up in the 100 mark of competitors now in those events. There are lots of clubs springing up around RGT on Facebook and Discord, and PRT Race Team, Team Lou, who we've got quite a few riders from tonight, but there is ECKD, the E-Cycle Club Denmark, who I mentioned earlier on. They raced on Be Cool and Zwift, and I think probably last year and the year before there were a few riders come over. Fleming Back, Rasmus Feldbaal, some of the names that Casper came over to RGT, and I think they really enjoyed it. They stayed, and a few more riders came over, and this year that they've started running a league that seems to be really successful. Thomas Schott Anderson's just saying that the last race was 104 riders in there, which is great for the platform. Good to see that the club's generating such interest as well. I think there's a lot of the guys who've come over from Swift and Be Cooler, quite a different dynamic racing on RGT to racing on Zwift and Be Cool. The drafting on RGT is a real different beast. It's quite a lot closer to real life. It isn't like real life, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of flaws with it, a lot of differences, but on Be Cool and Zwift, the drafting is, I think I call it like a fuzzy draft. It's more of a bubble of drafting, and it encompasses a whole number of riders, and that they don't really know who's drafting who. Whereas with RGT, it is much more accurate. If you're showing drafting benefit, it's only you that's receiving it, the other guy isn't receiving that in front of you. No, Zwift, I've heard stories of guys saying, oh, I'm sorry I was sucking your wheel all night, and the same guy had been riding in his computer thinking he was sucking the wheel of the other guy. As Kim is saying, who chooses the music? I love it. It's all my choices, Kim. It's, we have to try and use open source music, because Facebook and YouTube are a little bit they don't like you using music that's copyrighted, which is understandable. Yeah, so we use some open source music, which is it's pretty funky, good beats in it. Jordan Twitty in 9th position is managing to stay away from Kate, although the gap is fairly consistent. We've got a gap of 160 meters from Kate to Jordan. It's looking like Kate's going to keep hold of that 10th position, and with a little bit of luck might be able to get back to the wheel of Jordan. Ollie up in the mix in the lead pack. He was up in a group of 4 at the beginning of the race, with Cabramanca, Rob Stone and Guy Turner, but it's all changed now, as Guy Turner had a technical or a physical mechanical and has dropped out of the event. Ollie Perkins has back slightly down to 8th position from, say, he was knocking around on 3rd and 4th. And Mustafa's just written MRB, which not great on shorthand, so I'm not sure what that means. You might have to write the full one there, Mustafa. Rob Marshall in 7th. He was riding earlier on with Wayne, and Wayne's managed to distance him. I thought Wayne was sliding backwards through the group and seems to have made somewhat of a recovery. He's gone back up into 6th position. Wayne there, 660 meters in front of Rob Marshall, who were riding the group before, but he has lost the wheel of Blomberg and Andy Folks, who was with a little bit earlier on in the race. He'd made it back up to the wheel of Andy Folks, and Blomberg did catch them back up as well. Blomberg there riding under the flag of Sweden is cracking on. Andy Folks, Gary Taylor. Going to be a close one from these two tonight, I think. Will be interesting to see who crosses the line first. 7 kilometers left to go. Our lead rider here, Rob Stone, just enjoying this long descending section. Not putting in too much power at the moment. Past Uni Lalante there. Now just take a moment to say, if you are enjoying the footage, the streams that we bring you from VCN, if you can take a second, hit the like and subscribe button. If you're on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook, there's the version on all of those. Give us a little bit of dap, a little bit of love. Helps give us motivation to keep bringing streams to you, and keep these races out in the public eye. Keep promoting the RGT platform and keep promoting these events. It's good to see PRT's events have been regular features in RGT for a couple of years now, and PRT usually stick on some longer suffer sessions during winter as well, so I've no doubt we'll see those coming back on the Saturdays and Sundays when the weather's becoming a bit too cold and damp to get out, or time constraints won't let you get out there. I'm going to jump forward to Cabramanca. As we say, Cabramanca, not looking like Cabramanca is going to be counted in the podium here, as it can appear that he's changed his weight correctly for the event. Riding underneath the Portuguese flag, so there may be a little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of misunderstanding there. Still putting out a lot of effort, but not racing on the same level playing field as the other riders. We just go into the Flamme Rouge there. RGT still having the inflatable road furniture. Good to see you along, Christoph. Christoph's just come into the chat. Yeah, RGT still having the inflatable road furniture. I wonder if they're going to change that in line with the UCI recommendation. So UCI have changed the inflatable road furniture to solid road furniture, and I only really noticed it was Chris Boardman pointed it out in one of the, I think it was the Tour de France, in one of the events, that they changed it all to the solid road furniture, and it was because of Adam Yates. Someone accidentally, I think probably going back 3 years now, someone accidentally powered down the Flamme Rouge inflatable, and it landed in the road in front of Adam Yates, and he took a tumble over the top of it, and well, nearly wiped him out of the race, but he managed to get back on his bike and finish. But I don't think he was too cheerful about it. Then they have switched over to the solid banners now, solid road furniture, arches. You can't have that. Just going past the sign of hail there, a little feature that was added into RGT a little while back. It automatically detects on these magic roads towns and villages that you're going past, and throws signs into the road to indicate where you are, give you a bit more of a depth on the magic roads. We are hoping that they're going to bring in some new magic road scenery packs soon. Been commenting on that for a while, but as the winter season progresses, we're hoping there's some new features coming in from RGT to keep it competitive with the rest of the virtual training platforms on the market. Rob now 1.75 kilometers remaining. Still got Andy Folkes and Gary Taylor here. See, Gary's just sat in the wheel of Andy Folkes there and enjoying a draft saving of around about 70 watts coming into this flat lead into the finish. Just under 3 kilometers for these riders to go. So this could be a good tactic from Gary here if he's planning to jump Andy. Andy's up in that slightly higher power zones there, and is just giving Gary 3 watts at the moment. See there, Andy's managing to ride away. He's up at 4 watts per kilogram. Has opened a gap, and Gary's lost that drafting benefit now. I don't know, maybe Gary is feeling a little bit tired at this point in the race. We've done 26.5 kilometers. Gonna jump back up to Rob Stone. 1 kilometer remaining for him. And under that, RGT, Flamme Rouge. Flat section is pushing out 330 watts here. corners. $750 meters left to go. Ticking away rapidly, these meters now. Light little uphill kick in the final few meters. Yeah, just looking back down the list of riders there, Andy Folkes has gone clear of Gary Taylor. Looking like he's going to be confidently taking second position, but Blomberg has made it to the wheel of Gary Taylor from the looks of things, so a bit of competition between those two. Blomberg's been riding well. Rob comes up to the finish line. That's in a little bit of sprint effort there. Knocks it out in just under the hour. Andy Folkes coming through third position. Really, it's a second position on the road. We had an early disqualification of Cabramanca. Managed to just break clear of Gary Taylor. I wasn't sure if it was riding tactically or whether he was struggling to hold the wheel, but it turned out it was the latter. Andy Folkes comes in. Oh, sorry, Andy Folkes just coming into the Flamme Rouge there. Folkes there with 600 meters left to go. Just a little shout out to our friends, our supporters, Precision Rewards. That's precision-rewards.co.uk. Great place to go to get discounts on all of your cycling needs. They're a group that offers a discount structure, and you can get a discount off nutrition, collagen supplements, car hire, all sorts of different things for free. I encourage you to head over there, precision-rewards.co.uk. Andy Folkes, 170 meters left to go, but you can just see in the background there it's kicking off between Blomberg and Taylor. Blomberg's putting in some big power numbers, trying to catch up to the wheel of Folkes here, and he's only got 40 meters distance, but I think Andy's going to make it all the way to the finish line. Blomberg coming in hard there, comes in fourth position, third on the road, and Gary is not able to hold the wheel of Blomberg there. In on fourth position, a little under the hour. Good racing. Wayne Hatfield great riding from Wayne. He was drifting back earlier on in the event and has recovered it to come back. Fifth position. He was hot off the blocks first thing. 1,000 watts off the start line. A rocket Wayne when he goes. Yeah. Commonly called the Wayne train. The amount of power he generates on the start line. Rob Marshall, 6th position. Through, only 140 meters left to go. Little kicker at the end, just to put a little bit more pain in the legs. Ollie Perkins not too far behind in 8th position there, 7th on the road. He's left it too late with this little sprint to catch up to Rob. Not very far away at all. Keeping away from Jordan Twiddy. Jordan Twiddy comes over in 8th. Ben Lowe. Oh, some fantastic riding from Ben here. He's gone from dead last with a 6-minute time penalty to make it into 9th position. But, and some racing. Sure Ben will be feeling it in the legs later. The next week's event should be live in the app calendar. If you're looking through it, it's Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Thursdays, 7 UK time. All welcome. Just make sure that you adjust your weight to meet the handicap criteria before you get into the event. Kate here now just being closed down by Chris Shackleton. And his little team of bots. Kate's heart rate up at 183, that's pretty high. Chris Shackleton's dragging his bots with him there. 460 meters to go. Come on, Kate, jump on one of those wheels. Drafting in. Hopefully that's allowing a little bit of a breather coming up onto this climb. Kate puts a bit of a dig in to get past the bots. Chris Shackleton's going. Shackleton breaks free. Chris Shackleton in 10th position now. Kate trying to respond. Chris has just opened up a big gap there. Chris coming over the line in 10th. Kate not too far behind. Taking 11th position. Some encouragement from Valerie Corso there for Kate. Go Kate, go. Drifting back here. We have another event to jump into, and we're not going to be able to see all of the riders home tonight, but we'll give them all a name check before we leave the broadcast. We've got Herman here. Kim Newey's going, says woo woo, way to push, sis. Yeah, it was a big dig at the end there from Kate. As Chris, I think Chris had been enjoying the drafting benefit from those bots for a good while, so he had quite fresh legs in comparison. And Kate had been soloing for a good point. And Valerie saying, find your groove, Kate, and do your best. Big shout out from Barry Wilson for Kate as well. And Kate's already in the chat. Kate's in the chat. She had nothing left. You could see that heart rate of 183. You could tell you were really pushing it there. As Herman's coming over with some bots and 770 meters left to go. And Kate saying a big thank you to all the guys who have shouted out their support for her tonight on the chat. Herman coming up, Road Art there in at 42nd position. Not too far for Rodart to go. Another nice thing about the handicap races, in general, if you get your handicapping right, you do finish within fairly close time to the lead riders, to the winner of the event. It's not that you're going to be finishing within, you're going to be finishing really far back. So you bus here through 49th position. That's Van Roosel. Shorten. We have T64. And under the Portuguese flag as well. Seamus Butler. And Cajon. And Robinson. So just some chat coming in, and Jordan Twitty saying it's a really good course, he enjoyed that. And Ben Lowe saying he wouldn't say he enjoyed it. Wayne, great racing everyone, that was horrible. Ben saying that one RTT isn't fun on your own, which is what he basically did this evening with a big period of Rodart's just gone over the line there. Herman's over the line as well. Robinson, Hayne. But as I say, unfortunately, can't quite watch everybody home tonight, as we've got to jump into another event. But it's been great seeing everyone. Been great seeing everyone compete, and hope you've enjoyed watching the stream and seeing these guys race tonight. And we'll catch you next time. We'll be here next Thursday, 7 p.m. Probably be covering some other events in the meantime. We may try and get onto the ECKD events as well and give them a little bit of airtime. But have a great weekend, guys. Friday tomorrow. Thursday night's when the weekend starts. Catch you next time. That's all from VCM. Bye.